Hello YouTube, it's Ty Mac. It is Wednesday. It's rainy conditions outside. And I was working on the ZX6 last night and I got a couple things done, a couple things changed. And I wanted to update you guys and also talk to you guys about a couple things that I found out. Some mods you can do to the ZX6s. You might be able to do them to other ones, but I'm only familiar with the ZX6. And I'll show you what I did, and I was able to ride it yesterday after doing one of the mods, and I could honestly say it was a big improvement. So let's get into it. So one of the things I did last night, guys, which I think I went over in the last video, was I was gonna reposition the rear tail light. And so I did that. As you can see, there's the new LED tail strip. I don't know if I showed you in the last video, but the old LED tail strip used to be right here, and it sat right here. And so I got rid of it because I didn't have a spot to put my plate, and I thought up there would look a lot nicer, which I think it does. And since I remounted that, I'm going to keep the plate down there. So I'm going to scratch the idea with these brackets that I showed you guys in the last video. And I think I'm just going to cut these off flush and kind of clean that up so you don't see anything under the exhaust anymore. And keep the plate there. It's a little off center, so I might try to do something to center it up a little bit. But I don't not like it down there. I actually prefer it down there. I think it looks a lot nicer. You know, it's tucked away, it's in there. And yeah, I got this LED. Let me show you this switch, it's pretty cool. Look at that. That's just running lights. Now I'm gonna try to hit the brake and show you guys the brake. So it's really bright with the brake. And we got turn signals. So that's how it looks with your turn signal. Pretty cool. And then we got the right turn signal. And you could see that really good from afar. So I really like that remount. Got it off eBay. I think it was a good purchase. So that's one of the things I did. Another thing I did was, so on the ZX6s, probably on other bikes too, but I'm only familiar with the ZX6. There's an exhaust butterfly right here that, you know, there's talk about it helping lower end power, but I think from what most people are saying, it's just for emissions and noise related things. So I eliminated the actuator, and I'm going to show you guys how I did that and what I found the best way to do it was without tripping off your light. So yeah, we're going to get into that. I'm going to take it back apart to show you guys exactly what I did, because I think it's a great mod to do to the ZX6. And after riding it yesterday, after doing it, huge difference. The bike pulls a lot harder throughout the whole RPM range, and it sounds better. Alright YouTube, back now that we got it all apart. I'll show you guys what I did. So on this exhaust butterfly here, you got two cables that run to this, which is spring loaded. So you can see the spring makes it return. Now, the spring returns it to fully open, not closed. So all I did to eliminate this is I took the top gear off the actuator. All right, so I allowed these to be free. See, I can pull it, it returns to fully open. All right, and the reason I did it that way is because some people on the forums were saying if you unplug it, it'll just go to wide open automatically, but then you have an FI light that comes on your gauge cluster. So I just took the gear off, left it all plugged in, so the bike recognizes that it's there, doesn't give me a light, but it's fully open. And you know, somebody was saying that like if you take the cables off, it only opens 70%. That's false, at least on mine, and probably all 08s. It's false because I took the bore scope right there. I took this off right here and I cambered in towards that valve, and right now, just from the spring load, the butterfly is fully open. Not 70%, it's fully open. So it's full flow. So all you gotta do to get better performance out of the bike, if you're stock exhaust, take that gear off, and then you don't have to worry about that butterfly in there. The 8mm bolt that went on there, that one like that, pop it off, makes it go free. Now I can show you guys a noise comparison with the valve closed versus it being fully open, and you can actually notice a big difference. So we'll let it just warm up for a second and go back to idle. Right, so now I'll show you what happens when you close the valve. I hope you can hear it as good as I can. So now we're gonna close. Open. Closed. One more time. We're gonna close. That's open. You can tell it's way more freed up. And now guys, also I was reading on the forums, somebody said that if you unhook the cables that on high RPMs, that it'll start to close the butterfly valve. I seriously doubt that, because that's a lot of spring tension, and I doubt the exhaust has enough leverage to twist that spring tension to close it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna put a little tack weld right here, so there's absolutely no way that could happen. And then if I ever wanted for some reason to use it again, I could just grind that little tack weld off and call it a day. So that's what I'm gonna do next. And yeah, that's tested and it works. If you guys open up that exhaust like that, you're gonna have way more performance from low end, mid range, and top end. Way more performance. So I recommend that. And then the other thing I was reading, a lot of people do, I guess from the 05s to 08s, it's called the jumper mod. And what you do is you take this connector here, and then you jump the I think it's the black and the yellow, and then the aqua green. So you run a wire to those, and it's supposed to give you like 6 more horsepower or something, I guess, at like 13,000 RPM. So I might do that. I'm gonna read up on it a little more before I do it. So yeah guys, that's it. I got the license plate on it now. The tail light all hooked up and good. I did that butterfly eliminator. I call it a butterfly eliminator, but it's me just unhooking some stuff. No light neither. I took it probably 50 miles yesterday, no light. Everything ran good, ran a lot better. It felt like the bike was just more happy without that exhaust valve closing and opening. All right, YouTube. So it's the next day. I got the jumper mod done. I just cut it from the back of the connector and spliced them like that. So that's done. I got the spring and the valve. I use JB weld, and I just JB, can't really see it in there, but I just JB welded that together. Figured it was a little easier than bringing out the welder. And it don't need much to hold it. Like I said before, I don't even think it's possible that it could close it through the exhaust pressure, but I did it just for the heck of it. So that's done. Yeah. Now it's time to put it back together.